Now back to the Calta CRUISE12 podcast.
Waiting for your kids is the worst thing ever. That prison that they go to is I don't even fucking understand it. I go to pick my kid up. You go to pick the kid up, and you wait by a door, and you go in, you get him, and you go. Yours, there's literally like a gate, like a prison fence that you can't even climb over, a gate, and they wait there to be buzzed out of this gate.
So they don't get hit by cars that are pulling in to pick up their kids.
Your kid's not a moron. If he saw a car, he wouldn't cross the street.
My oldest kid's not, but my daughter is 5, and she's still not learned all the dangers of traffic yet.
Florida school systems it's fucking retarded.
Well, remember the gun laws down here are pretty fucking lenient.
That's why there's also an armed
there's
sheriff
no-
at our school.
Yeah, but there's no shootings down here because
Yeah,
everybody-
there are.
Miami-
the biggest
Miami
one, the
would
biggest
differ.
one, the biggest one in the world was
Which
here.
one?
The fucking
The Miami one.
The Pulse nightclub.
yeah, the
Yeah,
one
but that
wait, hold on,
wasn't-
hold
You're
on,
talking about
actually,
schools?
But
all
that
of them
wasn't-
have been
wait,
down
I'm
here,
talking-
Bobby.
no,
All of them have been down here.
Connecticut, Vegas, you're out of your mind.
Bobby, the biggest fucking
Call
school
me
shooting.
baby. Call me baby.
Bobby,
I like
the-
baby better.
The biggest
Settle
school
down.
shooting, the Douglas. What's the fucking Douglas one?
Yeah.
Parkland school shooting, the one that's changed all the fucking laws was here in Florida.
Where?
Parkland Douglas.
Down
In
in
Parkland.
Fort Lauderdale,
Florida.
Miami.
But not all of them have been here. One of them has been here.
The big one. The big
School
one.
shootings?
School shootings,
Well, how many school shootings have been in
the
Florida?
most, the one that
The
has
ones you hear
affect
about?
gun laws, probably that will affect gun laws the most, was here.
Just call me baby.
Baby.
Listen, baby.
Florida's not good with guns.
Florida's fine with guns.
I know. We feel that as Floridians, but
Yeah.
the world looks at Florida
So-
like Wyatt Earp.
How many guns do you have now?
3.
Oh.
I don't have a lot.
Yeah, but I saw that one picture with all your knives and stuff. I was like, oh, look at him coming around.
Yeah, 3 guns.
I'm up to 2 safes in a safe room now.
And yeah, when you couldn't get into one.
I know.
That makes us feel more safe.
Well, I moved, and somebody locked the safe before we set the code, so it wasn't me.
Yeah.
But now I have everything's all touchpad.
Do you have guns?
No. Yes, I have one.
How dare you?
I have one that he bought me that
Well,
I've
what
never
is it, the
shot.
Judge?
It's a Mossberg shotgun with a
really?
pistol grip.
How many
Cool.
times have you used it?
0.
0.
Yeah.
Oh, you've never shot it?
No, I don't like it.
I gave it to him when last time you were in for the Christmas party.
I wish I could
You,
live
Steve
down
Byrne, and
here.
Ralphie.
I would love to have more guns.
I have a lot of guns now.
But I just like playing with them. I don't even load them.
I don't carry mine a lot. Like the
You
church.
carry yours everywhere.
You carry
What?
yours in
First of
your
all, stop.
gym shorts
We're at a star-
like you're a fucking, you're an NBA prospect.
We're at a Starbucks, ordering Starbucks. He takes a fucking gun out of the middle, pops it, takes the bullets. I'm literally like, I go, Michael. And there's a you can hear the lady talking to us in the thing, and there's a video camera because the guy, all of a sudden, the lady's gone. The guy goes, sir, can I get you something? She was like, I'm not dealing with this fucking little dude.
I had
He's
it-
holding his gun up, and he's
No, I was. I had to take something out of the console, and you were like, oh, gun. So I popped the clip so you felt better.
But I'm not. Who pulls a fucking gun out of the?
I had to
Starbucks?
get something out of the console, and it was on it's in the console.
Dude, we were at band practice, and I don't know whether it was your gun or Josh's gun.
Oh, he put his gun in his pussy.
Whose
What?
gun it was, they had it like this, and then Josh takes it, and I'm sitting at the drums where you are, and Josh goes like this. And he goes like just at me, and then he's talking and going like this, and I'm like, oh my
But
god.
what he was doing was clearing the chamber to make sure it had no bullets, and then once
Yeah,
it
but
was
you
clear,
clear the chamber up or down.
But you,
You don't clear the chamber in somebody's face.
You don't
He's-
clear it
he
up
ta-
unless you're starting a foot race.
He told me there's no bullets in
We're
it,
celebrating
which is
an Iranian
always
wedding.
famous last words.
Yeah, guns in Florida.
Are
It's
great.
very different. Like I grew up in Florida around guns, and I remember saying to someone one time, "Have you ever had a gun pulled on you?" Or someone said that, and I went, "Of course."
Yeah.
It's Florida.
Florida.
Like all the time, I had guns.
You had
pulled
a gun
on me.
pulled on you?
Oh, I've had probably maybe no joke. No joke. I probably had 10 guns pulled on me.
I had a gun fired at me
When?
when I was a bouncer at a nightclub in Ybor City. I had to go to court. They wanted me to go to victims counseling. That's when I dropped the charges. I didn't want to go to victims counseling.
Florida is so different.
It's true.
I make a joke that people do not believe. I say I grew up in Florida. I knew 2 dudes without tongues. Tongueless Brett.
Somebody told me. Somebody called into my show, and they were at that show.
Yeah.
Somebody, the tongueless Brett, and then what was the other one? Yeah.
Well, why?
But like people go, you really? And I go, that's a real fucking person.
Yeah.
Look him
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you get guns pulled on you?
Just traffic. It was always traffic. It was like
They just pull them up. They hold
cut
them up.
someone off. He flip him off, pull up, and he's got a gun. And he's pointing at you. Oh, really? Really? You're gonna be a tough? And you're like,
Yeah.
all right.
So this
That's
is,
why I don't want a gun. 'Cause
I had a
fucking
right.
Well,
2
okay, but
seconds.
how about this? I picked my son up from school. He wanted to go to Wendy's. We went to Wendy's. Some lunatic guy cut me off, and then he pulled him. I'm in the drive-thru ordering. I have no idea what's going on. He pulls through, and he's screaming at me from the passenger side window. I rolled down the window. He's like, "I'll kill you." I was like, "I'm not even sure what you're mad at." He's screaming, "I'll kill you." Then I just ignore him. I roll up the window. I start to move forward, and he comes and T-bones me in the front, gets in front of me, and jumps out of his car. And what do you do then in New York?
In New York?
In Florida, I just picked the gun up like this slowly, and I didn't even point it at him. I just held it up, and he got back in his car, and he took off. That was it. Game over.
Yeah. I mean, it works. I'm not saying it doesn't
yeah.
work.
And,
Nobody's saying it doesn't
and
work.
In Florida, that guy comes running at me on the Wendy's security camera and starts swinging at my car or opens my door when I have my son in the car, and I shoot and kill him.
Yeah.
Guess who's going home that night for dinner? Me.
Yeah.
And he's not
going
in
home.
any
He's
other
dead.
state, you're in trouble for defending yourself. I'm going to buy you a gun.
I can't have a gun.
Why not? I hope that my
I
house
live in New York.
You never got in New York.
I'd have to get a. It's hard to
Shotgun?
get a
You
gun.
know,
I mean, it's
long
impossible to get one in Manhattan. I mean, impossible.
It's expensive in Manhattan.
What do you mean?
Manhattan, you have to hire a lawyer to get you. You have to prove to a court that you need to have it for protection or for whatever reason, whether you're carrying money or you're a celebrity. And then when you do, you can have as many guns as you want, but you have to differentiate which one you're going to carry. And if you say I'm going to carry this 38 and they catch you carrying 9mm, you're in direct.
And you
offense.
can't go state to state with a gun either, right?
In some it's reciprocal in most states, but not all of them because the gun laws are different state by state. But if you're traveling from Florida to North Carolina, depending on where you go, you should be safe to carry.
But you can't bring your gun to New York.
I can. I can fly with it. Like, I don't think I can. My father can because my father has a law enforcement license where he's legal in all 50 states.
He can fly on the plane with it?
He has to check it. He has to have it in a safe box that's locked. He has to check it with them, and then when he gets off, he has to go pick it up, and they give it to him there.
All right, okay.
And then he's legal to carry it throughout the state. I can't do that in New York because New York laws are different, but I can do that if I travel to Vegas.
You can bring your gun.
Mm-hmm. Any state that has reciprocal gun laws.
Have you ever shot your gun at anybody or anything?
I think.
What'd you kill?
A hog.
You killed a hog?
I killed a hog. You don't know that story?
No, we were supposed to go hog hunting.
I killed a hog from a tree stand, my first shot. It was in the bushes for a half hour making noises like fucking Jurassic Park. I couldn't see it. It was at night. It was raining. I mean, the noises you never heard before.
You're really good at
Wait,
voices.
you're in the tree?
I'm in the tree stand.
It was a redwood.
Was it the tree from? Was it the tree from Avatar?
The mother tree? How'd you get up there? A cherry picker?
Yeah, how did you get up there? Were there bears looking at you going, how did he get up there?
You know, bears are very agile climbers.
It's used to crisscross applesauce in a tree.
Maybe I should start from the beginning. I took the stairs up to the tree box. So I shot the thing. One shot, it jumped and then dropped.
Yeah.
It died. And I went down. I was so happy, and I wanted to go over and see it and take pictures with it. And I went down, and I started walking, and my father was with me. My father goes, "Michael." I go, "What?" He goes, "It's fucking gone." I go, "What do you mean? I just watched it drop." So I start walking over there. He comes down, and he goes, after you got out, it got up and ran. And I went, "I watched it die." So I start walking to the spot. All of a sudden, it was not dead, and it came out of the thing and started charging at me. And because I thought I killed it, I did not come down with my gun. So now I'm walking towards it. It's charging at me. So all I have is my 9mm. So I pull my 9mm out of my holster, and I start firing at it as it's running at me. And it's still coming at me. My father, all he has is a tiny 380. He starts popping off over my shoulder at it, both of us trying to slow it down. Meanwhile, Pete is in another tree stand. He comes down, and he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" He goes, "I'm hearing 4 different calibers of guns firing off." Meanwhile, the guide came over with a 22 from like the Civil War and just went pop right in the back of its head and killed it. But man, that was some scary shit when that thing's coming out. It was a 350-pound hog.
That's fucking bigger than you.
Yeah, slightly.
Yeah. I want to go hog hunting. I don't mind killing an animal. I have no problem with that. But did you eat it? Did you eat? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Pete shot a deer, and I ate the deer. But I got to tell you, I see so many deer in my neighborhood every morning that I think I'd have a hard time shooting a deer. Just because I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, But I don't. They're like my
I know.
neighborhood pets.
No, I know you do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't shoot a deer unless
Hogs
I
are nuisance
needed it.
animals in Florida, and you're allowed to kill them, and you're doing more good.
Yeah, I would definitely shoot a hog. You know what I saw a guy doing that looked awesome is spearing hogs.
Here's the problem with that. So the way they do the spear, have you ever seen this? So they get the spears and they get above them, but what they do is they send the dogs after the hogs.
Oh.
And the dogs get the hogs. So now you got two pit bulls or whatever they are, growling and barking, attacking the hog squealing, and then you have to go in there and stab it. I don't know.
No, that's not. No.
What
That's
do you
not
jump
what
out
I'm
of the
talking
tree and stab it?
about. That's
Rambo
not what I'm talking
style?
about. There's the guy. They put a little feed at the bottom of the tree, and the guy just sits in a tree stand and waits for the hog to come up. And usually it's a pack of them, and he's just up there, literally just holding a spear. And then at the right time, he just goes like this.
Oh, you didn't jump
and
out?
it just drops. And he's got a fucking GoPro on the end of it.
Oh.
And you can see it just go funk. And the thing, and they go nuts. Just wah, wah, wah. And then you see him just hit the dirt and skid. But that's pretty fucking crazy.
We hunted hogs. We wanted to hunt hogs in Hawaii with dogs, with those Hawaiian pit bulls.
Too
The
loud.
fucking, it's really it's tough.
And you feel bad for the animal.
You
The
feel really
animal's
bad,
screaming,
and they're biting its asshole.
Yeah.
Like they're biting it in the asshole, and the ball's holding it down. And you see like 4 animals holding a hog down, and then they give you a knife. They're like, stab it in the heart.
Yeah.
And I gave it to my traveler I was with for a trip flip. I was like, this is your vacation. I'll stab it. I'm stabbing it. And the guy stabbed it, but then they were like, the network didn't like how happy we were about killing it. Yeah, so they I don't know, edited around it and made it solemn.
We're
But it
supposed to be like Avatar and Ondo Quata Honzi.
Yeah.
They put subtitles.
love
Thank
that movie, huh?
Thank you for the life. No, he brought it up before.
But yeah, I don't have a problem.
Could you kill somebody? Okay, they're coming after you. You got a gun.
Uh-huh.
Could you just shoot them dead? Or would you shoot them to wound them?
I give the gun to my wife. Let her kill him. I shoot someone to wound him. I don't know if I could shoot someone. Like I play this scenario out in my head. If someone was in my backyard, right?
Yeah.
So like I know, like clearly they're in one guy. He's in my backyard, and I see him. My heart's racing. I have my gun with me, and I'm standing in my house. I would definitely wait until he got into my house to shoot him. But even then, there's a part of me that goes, he's on drugs. Like there was a homeless guy that broke into our front yard when we were doing a renovation, and I had a gun. I had a
Taser?
No, a gun.
Stun gun?
No,
Flare gun? Ray gun?
No, I had a
Tommy gun?
I had a mace gun. I had a mace gun.
Okay.
And he broke into my front yard, and he was standing in my front yard yelling at me. I knew he was on drugs. I have Priscilla with me. She's barking, and I have the gun, and my daughters are behind me. And I thought to myself, I know that this is going to end okay. I know that he's just on drugs, and he's arguing with me. And so there's part of me that would play it out until the last second. Like, I don't have that George Zimmerman.
All right, but let me tell you, it's not George Zimmerman. Let me tell you the Tom Calta theory. You let that guy go, he comes back. You take care of that guy. I don't mean kill him,
Yeah.
but you do something to make sure he never comes back again. You make him, even on drugs, know not to go fuck with that house.
You wake up in the middle of the night. You look, and there's a dude standing at the end of your bed.
Oh,
Do you kill
I
him?
kill him. I kill him. I
You
kill
kill
him.
him. He's
There's
just
no question about that.
Without a doubt.
Without a fucking
But you don't
doubt.
say, you don't go, what are you
I wake
doing?
up in the middle of the
Who are
night
you?
and there's a guy in my house, I kill him. I kill him.
If I wake up in the middle of the night and it's not one of the 3 faces that should be in my house, they're dead. They're dead. And I've told my father that. I said my father has a key to my house. I said, listen, you know how I am, and if you, for some reason, have to come here, don't come in until you've woken me up and I've opened the door. Because if I go in and I see somebody I don't immediately recognize you as my wife or 2 kids, I'm going to kill
What
you.
about you? When you wake up in the middle of the night and just a man's at the end of your bed, do you kill him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's
Just
no
dead.
question.
Is he good looking?
He's hot.
Oh,
got
Wait,
no
what
shirt
about
on.
you? What about you?
If I had I don't have guns, but
You
yeah.
got enough bushcraft knives.
If I have knives all over my house, if I would stab him, and I would just walk up to him.
Wait, so
quietly.
does anyone answer this the other way? I don't know. I find out what he's there for.
Well,
You know-
no, but I think you have. I mean, if you were like, do you say, "What are you doing?" And then he
I
goes,
think instinctively you do. You'd be like, what the fuck? You
Yeah,
know what
but
I mean?
I think instinctively you start tumbling. I don't even ask any questions. You could think about the logic. There's no reason anybody in your
There's
house
no
should be
reason.
there.
No,
for anyone to be in your house.
yeah. What if they had a pizza, though?
Well, then that turns into what that cop that broke into the
That's
guy's
bullshit.
house.
Oh, yeah, that's
What was
That's
that?
an
What was
excuse.
that?
It was a female police officer who said that she entered the wrong apartment because they have the keys that just go in, whatever, magnetic thing, whatever, and she just pushed the door open. There was somebody in her apartment she saw, and she shot. But it wasn't her apartment. It was her neighbor's apartment.
Wow.
That witnesses said she was banging on the door before and stuff. So there was some sort of relationship or something.
But I've had look at what Robert Downey Jr. has when he was doing drugs.
Oh, I
woke
kill
up
him.
in somebody
I kill
else's
him.
place.
I kill him.
Kill Iron Man.
If he's not wearing a suit,
let me
he's
tell you
dead.
something. If I walk into,
He was
if,
less than 0 at that time. Charlie Chaplin.
Oh,
you're making sober dad Bert jokes. Now, I've thought in the Elizabeth Smart kind of way that someone tries to break into one of my daughter's rooms. Oh, I start shooting so fucking
But
quick.
that's where it comes from. If I I live with Pete for 6 years. If somebody came wandering in our apartment drunk, it would probably be a different outcome. I don't know if I'd necessarily want to shoot and kill that guy. I'd probably hold him down until the cops came, because I'm not protecting children. Now I got my kids. Now my first thing is to just kill anybody that comes near them.
See, the good thing about us is we have Priscilla, and Priscilla is that first line of defense where Priscilla senses it first, knows that something's happening, and she loses her mind. And so you have this weird thing of a dog attacking someone first.
Right.
So you have like an extra 10 seconds to go, oh, now I know what's going on. I'm definitely killing
Is there
him.
anything worse though than in a movie when you hear the dog barking and it goes to attack the guy and then you just hear
Yeah.
and you're like,
And you're like, oh, wow, did he kick Priscilla in her back leg?
yeah. You just go in and Priscilla's back is broken. And you're like, fuck, and the guy's still in the house.
I have fantasies of guys trying to break into my house. I capture them, and then I hold them hostage for a month in a box.
Whoa.
Jesus.
Let's hear more about this.
I say stuff like, we're going to have a lot of fun.
I'm going to tell you right now, if I found out it was somebody that I knew, like say it was a teacher or a coach coming after one of my kids because they were like molesters or something, I might be more like that scenario. I'm going to bury you up to your waist in the backyard for a couple of days.
Like Motel Hell. Just bury people up to their heads.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
fucking-
by the way, up to their heads is better than up to their waist.
Yeah.
No,
I'd
I
be like,
wanna-
well, this was inconvenient.
Yeah,
They just,
they just push out.
I buried him up to his ankles.
they just turned up
like
their
like
pants.
he's standing in the
yeah,
beach.
there's up to the waist. Like, are you done?
Yeah.
Are you finished?
They're like,
I can't get to my cell phone. It's in my pocket.
Ha
he walks away. They're like, he's walking away with the shovel. We're only up to our waist.
I'm so helpless here up to my waist. Goodbye.
He gets into
Keep
traffic.
going.
He gets into traffic. Fuck you! I'll bury you up to your waist, motherfucker.
I have my animal, a 70-pound tortoise to watch him. The first line of defense is the slowest moving animal known to man.
How come you don't have a dog?
Because I'm never home, and
You're home more than I am.
I'm not, but I'm not home, and that dog's by himself all day. It's like no good life for the dog, you
Yeah,
know.
but there's people there. Your wife's there all day.
No, she's not. She's not. My wife's never home. My wife goes into work 2 days a week, and then she works out and she shops, and she's never home.
It'd be funny if you could teach that turtle how to be vicious.
Yeah.
Just all you need to be vicious for 10 seconds.
If I throw romaine lettuce, it'll attack.
No,
like
if
that.
somebody breaks into your house, the romaine powder falls on them, and then your turtle.
Turtle goes crazy.
That's what I mean. What about an alligator? Why don't you get a pet alligator?
No, what am I, Don Johnson?
I wish
I don't. No, I'm not going near those things. I'm telling you right now, you'll read a story in the next couple of months of me. Florida man kills alligator in backyard.
Oh, it's a couple years before boy tries to sneak in one of my daughter's windows, and I shoot him in the fucking head.
Jesus, don't say
I
that.
started thinking about that. Now, as soon as you said that, I went, I snuck into girls' rooms in Florida in the fucking 80s. What fucking idiot was I?
I've
A
never
comedian known to some as the Machine.
You really
is
snuck
in
in a
jail
girl-
tonight.
You snuck in a girl's rooms?
Yeah.
Like climbed up a window?
No, it's first floor.
Oh.
Florida. Fucking, yeah. He went into
I was gonna
the
say because
basement.
I lived in Boston. We have 3 family homes. I'm not climbing a fucking second floor window.
Did you ever go to the St. Leo campus?
Yeah.
So I used to live in St. Ed's Hall, and it was all when you're a freshman they segregate you. So it was all boys here, and the girls are over here, and you had to walk down a bridge that almost went in the water. And in the middle of the night, when you've only lived here from 2 weeks from New York, and you have to cross that bridge to get to the other side, and you hear alligators just flailing around in the water as you're going over that bridge, it shows you how strong it is to get pussy, because you will walk over a bridge filled with alligators just to try to get to the girls' dorm.
When we were freshmen at Florida State, there was this football player named Forrest I want to say Forrest Griffin. Lincoln Forrest maybe was his name. I think I'm maybe fucking his name up. Anyway, we would go out. So the first night we get out there, you'd take a girl for a walk. You get hammered and walk around campus with her. You just go explore the campus and get lost around campus. You'd stay out until like 2 a.m, come back to the dorms, maybe make out like in Landis Green or whatever it's called. I think that's it. And then I remember this black guy. He was like 6'7", 280, and we had a black and white class where the black class hung out with the white class right around the Rodney King stuff. Bobby, why can't you be in the conversation? Why do you dip? Why is when the conversation's not with you, you start a brand new conversation over there where I feel like we're not talking anymore? That's happened like 3 times.
Bert, it's not happened 3 times. Fuckface.
It's happened 3 times. Where's Tony? Tony, how many times has it happened?
First of all, and you're talking about college. I tapped out. Oh, you're in Florida in this alley? I don't fucking know about that shit. He's talking to you about Florida college shit. I don't know. You even named a town. Hey, you ever go to FY? I don't fucking know. I asked him a question about time because I got to take a shit. All right? I'm sorry. It's not all about you, Bert.
No.
I know you want everything about you, but it's not.
Why are both of you spitting on me?
So shut the fuck up and tell your story.
It wasn't about you.
I'm trying to fuck. He's fake talking to you. You're talking to him. I'm listening. I'm just asking our friend what time it is. I'm sorry you don't have my focus, Bert.
It's a podcast. I need your focus.
You're very interesting. I'm with you. I love you. I'm sorry that I wasn't. Bert, go ahead, Bert. Go ahead.
I feel like I'm at SeaWorld
There
with
you
the
go.
splash
Is this what
zone.
you need?
Yes,
I apologize.
Yes. I want you to be in the conversation.
I know your self-esteem's fucked up.
It's not my self-esteem. I'm trying to tell a story.
Yeah, well,
it's
he's
distracting.
fucking looking other places too.
No, but we're in the conversation,
Yeah.
and then I watch you go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I wasn't fucking fascinated with it. I wasn't involved in
Okay.
it. I apologize.
All right.
The gun stuff
Change
was great.
subjects. Let's talk about Khabib.
What do you want to talk about? What do you want to? What was it? College? Who?
Is one of you guys going to call me in an hour and go, don't use that stuff on the air?
Yeah.
Because I'm using it. I'm done right now.
Christ, Bert.
No, I'm making an observation.
Yeah, but you're making it.
But
by
you're saying
throwing
it's-
me
you're
under the
saying-
bus on camera. I just went. Psst. How about after the show? Go, hey, dude. Well, you're not interested.
Because I'm not going to do it off camera. I do it on camera.
I'm just kidding. I just said that. I don't know why I said it. Why would you do anything off camera?
You guys want some iced tea?
No, I just had a nice cup.
Yeah, I
During
remember.
break.
I
During
know.
quarter of it's on my arm.
I was well aware of you ordering toppers for your iced tea to Spanish while we were telling a story. Spanish, can I get one of those iced teas? What do we got over there? We got sweet and low? No.
Yeah.
Is that equal?
Yeah, that.
I'll take a full equal.
I'm sorry, Bert. I wasn't fascinated with you the whole time. I disengaged for 2 seconds because I was thirsty.
Yeah.
I will fucking fanboy out with you next time.
I'm not asking you to fanboy out. I'm just
Hey,
asking
can you
you
get
to
me-
fucking
Can
I
listen
get
to
one
me on a
of those teas?
Can
podcast.
you get me a
Can I
coffee?
get an iced tea, Spanish?
Just
Yeah, I'll take a coffee too.
Can I get a coffee?
Oh, you got coffee? I don't have coffee. Is that okay?
I'll take an iced tea actually.
Here you go, buddy.
My executive producer has been
get a
he's been knocked down to coffee and iced tea server. So it's ridiculous what they've knocked it down to. Cream one equal.
Can I get same thing?
A good question though. Is time? How long have we been talking?
Way too long.
Oh, for you, I got 4 hours of it. Oh, keep going.
Uh-huh.
Marathon this one out. You guys good?
Who, me and him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're not mad at each other. Just want to make sure everything got out. Make sure you both spit on me enough.
No, I fucking love Bert. I just
I
don't
know
pay. He gets mad when I get unfocused.
I need when I tell a story.
Yes, you
It's
need
like
everybody.
when you do stand up, when you're telling a story and you watch someone telling their friend something, you're like, why are you listening? It's the same trigger.
Right.
That
Yeah,
doesn't
it was-
annoy me. Because sometimes I just think I like to hear myself talk.
Oh.
So I don't really care.
Dude, I have my buddy Lorenzo. You'll be telling a story and he'll literally start walking away from you. And I go, where are you going? And he goes, I'm listening. You're like, yeah, but now I'm standing in a room talking to myself. He goes, what? Do you need me to sit here? I go, yeah, that's how it, when you talk to him, that's how it
conversations
works.
Can I
Yeah.
ask you about Lorenzo?
Yeah.
Is he going through a midlife thing?
I don't know. He's not speaking to us anymore.
Why he talks to me? I talk to him
Yeah,
all the time.
I don't know. I wasn't a part of it, but I guess I don't know. I'm not certain, but I guess him and Leanne got into it, and I don't know. I didn't. I was unaware of it. I'm also kind of a shitty friend in that like I'm a little self-centered and a little self-focused.
Yeah, but that doesn't make you.
I just made that point, you cocksucker. Said the same thing. You went, no, we're not. Now you
No,
just said
no.
Same thing.
Don't go back on that argument.
Why can't I? I can do whatever
No,
I
no,
want.
no. I will, but Bobby, it's not about me. It's about you.
What did I do?
You're not the focus of that conversation, so you draw attention away from the conversation and start talking to Spanish. That is what Lorenzo does. Is he's not a focus of the conversation,
Now I'm in the
and he walks away.
Lorenzo
That's
boat?
why. That's why
Now
I
I'm
said.
now I'm Lorenzo?
That's why I said to you.
Now I'm fucking Lorenzo.
That's why I said to you.
What the fuck?
That's where we're eating tonight.
That's why I said to you,
Lorenzo
don't
boat.
bring it back to that, because I'm cool with it. I know I'm fucked up, but you're as fucked up. That's why you started a
I
conversation
was
with Spanish.
thirsty.
No, you just
The first time. The second time, I just wanted to know where we're at for the podcast's sake.
As a comic, you have to understand the feeling of when you're telling a story and you watch someone go,
Listen,
hey, man, I have a question.
Yeah, but you were talking to Mike.
But
You were talking to me. It was the
But yeah,
perfect
I
time.
was just paying attention to
It
him.
was the perfect. He asked you a question. He literally asked you a question. You were answering the question. And that's when I took the moment to just go, and I didn't go, duh. I was politely just trying to find out where we're at for time-wise.
Okay.
So when he goes, hey, where we at? And I go, we're at a hour and 15. He knows. That's it.
It would have been helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
It's
But
me.
you-
It's me. It's me.
It is you.
It's
It
me.
is you.
It's me.
You should
It
call
is you.
Lorenzo and apologize to him.
I haven't talked to him. I don't know what we did.
I didn't walk out of the room and go, I'm listening.
Yeah. Leanne does it too. Leanne will turn her back to me and start doing dishes, and I'm like, hey, I'm talking to you. She goes, I'm listening. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're not looking at me.
Yeah, my wife. I think that's a
Yeah.
wife thing, though.
Yeah, but I when I tell
And they don't care about what you're saying.
Yeah, but can I say something, though?
What?
You're used to people, because you're such a great storyteller
Yeah.
and you engage people, you're so used to when you talk, people are just like this. Interviews, radio shows, always like, what the fuck? Dude, I'm your friend.
Yeah.
I know you. I mean, I love you,
Yeah.
and I think you're fucking hilarious, but I can go, dude, give me a tea. I'm not, what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm with you.
Yeah.
It's like your wife, same shit. It's like, I'm listening. I'm just doing the dishes too. I
Yeah.
love you. But you're used to
But
people.
It's different. It's different if you're actually doing a medium where the thing is listening and talking to someone versus my wife's doing dishes.
I know,
Like
but
the whole thing is we're doing a podcast where the whole point is for us to listen to each other and
Right.
interact.
Right.
And when someone goes off and goes, "Hey man, what time you got?" Like that
Yeah,
for
but
me,
I
I
didn't
go
do it that
like
loud.
but if you were doing, what, dude, and Jared all of
But
a
if
sudden
you-
started like talking to Liza and going, "Hey man, what time you got?" You'd be like, "Hey, well, I'm talking to you." He's like, "Yeah, I know,
yeah,
I'm
but
listening,
you were,
but
you were. If I were, I happens all the time on my podcast. I'll be talking
Yeah.
to you.
Oh, yeah.
And he'll lean over to Gabby and say, and I know whatever they're doing, he's doing quietly, and he's not part of whatever I'm doing with you right now.
Yeah.
Or he's not into it. He'll come back to it. As a professional podcaster, he'll just swing back the fuck into it.
This is Bobby Kelly. That's Bert Kreischer.
Right.
It's Mike Calta Galvin.
there are two camps right now listening to this going, I understand Bert, and there's camps going, I understand Bobby. The people that understand me don't understand Bobby, and the people that understand Bobby don't understand
Well,
me.
what are you, fucking the Democrats or the Republicans? I don't
No,
think
that's-
that's true.
Yeah.
I think people are listening to going, there's two fucking
No,
privileged
I'm telling you-
douchebags
I'm telling you-
fighting with each other.
It's not
We're
privilege.
fucking
It's-
assholes
it's-
on a boat.
There are people that
We're assholes
are
on a boat that fucking tell dick jokes for a living, and we're on a fucking boat for nothing. Yeah, most people had to save all year to be
I'm
here.
not.
And
I've never brought up privilege. I've no
You
fucking.
did.
This has nothing to do with
You
money.
said there's
This has to do with.
people
This
like
has to do
you
with
that
fucking
don't-
people talking to their wife and their wife doing dishes when they're telling a story.
Basically, you hate your
Nobody's
wife.
nobody's dividing. Do people gonna like me or you?
No.
How about
You are
everybody-
still not listening.
How about
It has
everybody-
nothing to do with liking me versus liking you. It is there are people when they tell a story that need the person to look at them and listen to them, and then there are people like you or like Lorenzo or like Leanne who go, I don't need to listen to you.
Or like Mike.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. If you were doing an interview with someone and they just started doing something else on the side, like we used to do fucking Opie and Jim and
Opie Anthony, Jim.
Opie and Anthony.
Jim.
Opie
Jim.
and Anthony. That was fucking disarming. You'd go in and no one was looking at each other
you
and
know
looking
why?
at each other. They hated each other.
No, but it's not just that. When you come in, I don't bring anybody in the studio until the mics are on, until we're live.
No. When I did the show, they didn't even look at each other.
Oh.
They all
Yeah,
were in their
but
phones.
I've been doing the show with him. I do the show with him, and I'll look over at him, and he'll be doing something totally. He'll be doing something, and I'm not going to go, what are you doing, Galvin? Because he's doing something.
We don't talk to each other a lot during the commercial breaks because
Yeah.
we save it for the air.
No,
I'm
he's
not
talking about
commercial
on
breaks.
air.
I'm talking about on air.
On air.
Oh, on air.
You've leaned over to somebody and go, hey, can I blah, blah, blah.
If you
Yeah,
did it, hold
okay,
on, hold on.
All right, but
Hold
hold
on,
on,
don't
hold on.
start.
No. Here's the thing: is if I do that, he absolutely knows that that's the only way that's getting done, or that's the only way that that's going to happen. I'm not interrupting his flow, and we're good enough to acknowledge and
Yeah,
know.
but here's the difference. I didn't go, you feeling okay? You good?
Stop bringing this
Right,
back to you.
no, I wasn't saying that you were. I'm saying
You know what I mean? I was
in our
literally
case.
doing it for this. My question was for this.
Right.
It wasn't for anything else. I wasn't going, dude, those are nice shorts. What'd you get?
Well,
Can you get
I'd
me-
watched you order a coffee before, so.
It wasn't a coffee. It was. I just said, give me an iced tea because I was
Yeah.
dying.
Listen.
'Cause I'm not
You
feeling
actually
well.
went at the time. How
Listen.
long? We had been doing it.
Well, yeah, we've been doing an hour and
That was
15.
no.
All right,
That was
my
the
point
segment.
is,
Yeah.
listen to what I'm saying right now. When I did Opie and Anthony,
I'm very
they were
engaged right
all
now.
they were all no, but you're bringing
very
this to a
engaged right
different
now.
point every time. They were all on their phones, and no one was making eye contact with each other when we were on air. And so I would talk, and no one would look at each other, and they'd all look down.
Yeah.
And it was not enjoyable.
I-
And I've told all of them that.
I did that with Opie. He's on his phone the whole time.
Yeah, and when I tell a story to anyone,
Yeah.
I want them to talk to me and interact, and that is my pride. And when I say two camps, I'm not talking about privilege or being on a boat or anything.
No,
I'm
I
talking
just-
about,
I made that
I'm
up. I was
talking
being
about
funny.
when there are people that like me
Yeah.
who, when you are hanging out and talking, they want you to be engaged. And then there are people like Leanne and Lorenzo and yourself who don't, and Opie and Anthony
I
and
think
Jim
you're being,
who don't need
I'm
to
just
be.
going to say something. You're being
Yeah.
ridiculous. Everybody, when they tell a story, likes people to be engaged.
Yeah.
But everybody, when they tell a story, realizes that everybody's not going to be engaged, that other things happen, and you have to accept that. That when you're talking
Yeah.
to him, the other two people that are listening might go, boom, boom, and do something else really quick. Because you're not looking at him. You're talking to him. He asked you a question, you were answering it. That's what you're doing. If you were like, guys, I got this great story, we'd all be like, what? But it was a conversation between you two that we were involved in. You weren't having if you literally were talking to me directly, you think I would just go, hang on, hey, can I get, no, I wouldn't do
But
that.
that's my point, is that if
That's
it's
a
not
different
about
thing.
you deflect off and do your own thing.
It's
That
not
was
true.
my point.
It's
That was
not
my
true.
exact point.
I've been listening for an hour and 15 minutes, and it's not been about me. It's been a lot about you've been talking about a lot of stuff, and I was listening to
No,
it. I just wanted a drink, and I wanted to find out the time. That's all.
Okay.
But you get fucking that. There's some respect thing with
It's not respect.
It is. It's a respect
No, it's
thing.
it's not. It has nothing to do with respect.
It does. It's a respect thing. You're like, what the fuck, Bobby? Why do you have to fucking do that? Who gives a fuck? I asked the time and for a drink.
Okay.
I mean, what do you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a thing with you. I don't know what you've said. You've mentioned it a lot.
Well, it's
Like
What's
I
your
like I
problem?
don't respect you in some way.
no,
And I do.
Now you're. This
Well,
is
because
going.
you brought it up a lot. You brought it up
Yeah.
a lot on the ship. You're like, dude, you're always gonna bring the attention towards you. And I'm like, what?
I'm not getting into this. This is fucking stupid.
Am I right?
No, you're not. And
You didn't say that?
No, but, no, you're not right. And I'm
You
not
didn't say
gonna
that.
I'm not getting into this. This
All
is
right.
horrible. This is horrible for both of us.
Okay.
Don't get upset.
Buddy, I'm not upset at all. I'm just taking a sip of my fucking coffee. What the fuck am I upset about? I love you, Bert.
He knows you're going to ask
Buddy,
Spanish
I
in the
love
morning.
you. I
love you too.
I'm having this conversation because, dude, if I didn't like you, you think I'd even fucking be here? No, I wasn't. I don't disrespect you. I'm not disrespecting
It has
you.
nothing to do with respect.
Is what
I don't-
I'm trying to say.
I don't
to
feel
you.
like you've disrespected me once.
Well, but
My point is very simple.
that I wasn't listening.
Well, yeah, like when you're telling a story, people.
That's
people
disrespectful.
No. My whole point is that, and I go back to this. I am one of those types of people, and I say there are two types of people. There are people who, when they tell a story, they want people to listen, and when people go off and start another conversation, in that conversation, they go, "Hey, wait, what about? I want you to listen to me." That's me. And then there are people that go, "I can do two things at once." That's it. That's all. I
What do you
think
mean you can do two
I'm
things
just
at
putting that
once?
into
What
my
is
wife.
the second scenario? I don't understand the second scenario.
You.
What's the second one? What is that?
Which is, I'm telling a story, and then you just ask for a coffee or ask what time it is while I'm telling a story. It's nothing. It's nothing. I'm correlating this to my wife. I'm not correlating it to you or respect. I don't think my wife disrespects me. I don't
Right.
think you disrespect me. I don't think Lorenzo disrespects me.
Right.
It's types. That's why I said there's two types of people.
Right.
There are people who hear me and go, "No, I know exactly what you're saying. My wife does that to me."
Right.
And then you do that to me too. But I don't think it's disrespect. I think that is the type of person you are. I can do two things at once. I can ask them what time it is. I don't need to be here. And when I brought it to Opie and Anthony, I was saying they did that as well. I didn't think that was out of disrespect. It was that they would just not make eye contact when you talked.
Yeah, but I do make eye contact with you. The majority of the time, I'm listening
No,
to
I
what
agree.
you're saying.
I agree. I
You're,
wish
but
I
you're
hadn't brought
comparing
this
me
up.
to fucking Opie and Anthony that don't even look at you. That's disrespectful to me. If I
Well,
I
they
sat on my
did
phone,
that because they hated each other at the time.
yeah, but if I was on my phone the whole time, not listening to
Yeah.
you,
That's
that
what I did it to Cal. When
ridiculous.
Cal had his fucking phone and he was FaceTiming with everyone, I said, "Get off your fucking phone. You're not listening."
Right.
By the way, I'll do it to everyone. It has nothing to do with respect.
I know, but you weren't talking to me right then. That's why I did it. If you were talking to me,
I wasn't talking to Cal. I just watched him on his phone, and I was like, "Get off your fucking phone."
He asked you when I did it. Both times he asked you a question. You were answering the question. That's why I did it. That's why I took a second to. Oh, I can do this now.
Spanish. Can I get more?
You understand?
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to freak you out, dude.
You're not freaking me out.
All right. Can I have a little more tea?
All right. This might be an appropriate time to take a break. This is not one of those cool, uncomfortable times for me.
Right.
What?
It's not that uncomfortable.
No, it's not. I don't think it's
Who
uncomfortable.
gives a fuck?
That's what I feel like.
Well, tell us what you're thinking.
I do I have to?
Yeah, who,
Yeah.
No.
Hey, you like the uncomfortable.
What side are you? What side are you
It's
on?
not a side thing.
No, there's two sides.
I know what you're
Which
saying. I know what you're saying. If you're engaged, if you're doing this, be engaged in the conversation and all that. But I think that all he was doing was using an opportunity where the conversation was not focused on him to get a drink and to see how much time we had left in the podcast. Right.
Also, you're saying there's two types of people. There's only one type of person. Everybody wants people to be engaged whenever they're telling a story. You're telling people telling a story, and then the other side, you're the people that are listening to the story. So
there's only one person. There's
right.
There's you want to be heard.
Everybody wants to. Yeah.
Okay, then I say I'm not someone who.
You want attention, and I do too.
No.
When you're telling something,
everyone wants attention. Who's telling a story?
Everybody wants attention when you tell a story. I get it. I do too. When I'm telling a story, do you know how many stories I've told where I'm sitting there and I'm in the middle of a story, and I've had everybody disengaged. Like even the person I was talking to just was like, yeah, and I was like, wow, you guys, and they're like, yeah, you lack charisma right now. I mean, literally. I mean, there's nobody better than telling a story than Bert Kreischer. I mean, literally, there's no guy. I'm not saying this.
I know, but I'm not.
But I'm not saying this to blow you. Dude, you could come into a fucking room anywhere and just start talking, and people who don't even know you will be like, what the fuck? An elevator, shit like that. I have the same ability. I can talk to anybody too. But there's everybody wants that. But, and I understand where you're coming from, but I wasn't doing that. I wasn't disengaging from you at all. I was in the story, but it wasn't about me for a second. So I was like, okay, let me just do this.
I'm fine.
Yeah, but you were like, you're like, dude, you're always gonna fucking do that. And it's like, I feel like I hurt your feelings, and I don't want to do that.
You're not hurting my feelings.
I'll bump you out.
No, in a podcast, I wish I had never said a thing.
Me too. Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It affected you, and I don't want to affect you like that.
It didn't. It did affect me. I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean to.
Do you understand? Like I don't
know. I don't think I really do understand. But I'm not. I don't want to get into this because I don't really give a fuck. My point was, what? What are you pointing to me?
He's writing.
I'm
he's writing down the curses, and you said fuck, and he didn't write it down, so I wanted to make sure he got it.
I don't know. Yeah, it's me. I like people listening. That's all. I want to tell a story.
He just did the same thing, and it was fun.
Yeah, and I called him on it.
Yeah, I know.
I called him on it. I'm not doing it to you. It has nothing to do with disrespect. When I see shit going on and we're talking, it is fucking distracting.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit enough to argue it.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay.
I feel like this has been really bad.
It's not bad. What?
It's
What
not
the
bad.
fuck's bad about it?
There's a lot of yelling. It's like mom and dad are fighting.
He's down to one sheet of paper.
So, you guys having a good time?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, man. So, next year we're going to go on a destination trip to Hawaii. No more cruises.
Is this it?
No, I don't know.
Why won't you do another cruise?
Because I called Bert and go, you want to go on the cruise? He goes, oh, no, is fucking Bobby going?
I think you're making more of this than it is.
I think you're making
I'm trying.
But he's great at that.
Don't.
Do you understand how? Listen, do you know how happy he is right now?
No, I'm not. This is not one of those things. No, I'm not.
Right,
is
this
not one
is
of those
more
things.
just an argument.
Right.
It's not.
I don't think either one of
It's
you.
not even a good argument.
It wasn't
Right.
even an argument.
Right, because you
Well,
guys
we
are
didn't
friends.
argue.
No.
One guy
you
said
argued.
something. The other guy said, I didn't do that. And then the other guy said, well, that's it. I go, well, the other guy
you want me
said,
to point
I don't
out?
want to fucking, I don't want you to be bummed out. And the
I
other guy
think
was
this
like,
was
I'm not.
a bad example. It was a bad example of something that Bert thinks about other times. And he, you know what I mean? Like, I think maybe other times he thinks you're not engaged in the conversation. And this was one of the times where he pointed out, and this might have been a bad example of it, but that's what he was trying to say. So it was like, when I fight with my wife, I don't fight with her about the dumb shit we fight about. I fight about all the dumb shit she's done that week.
Of a built up of
Right.
resentment.
Right. Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Or
resentment.
built up of
I'm not saying
what?
I'm
What
not
would
saying
you
he
say?
resents it, but something maybe he wanted to point out. that you don't. It's that you're not always engaged in the conversation, and this was just a wrong opportunity to bring that up. Because in this case, you were just trying to do something.
Oh yeah, I just.
Let's just take our shirts off and wrestle. All right.
Yeah. Let's go. You first, big boy.
Oh man, I don't think we're gonna recover from this one.
Why?
It's very, very, very
What, Bert?
quiet now.
Bert, what the fuck?
I'm not doing anything.
He's fine.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
We're both fine.
Chug that bottle of vodka.
We're both fine. I'm fine with it.
This is like when my parents used to fight, and my father would punch holes in the wall, and then I'd go, "Oh, what are you doing?" They go, "Oh, it's cool. Mommy, Daddy, are just talking."
Am I the father or the mother?
It's like I have two mothers.
Two mothers.
You can't say that anymore.
No, now you can say it.
No, you can't say two mothers.
Hashtag two mothers.
Mother power.
So what do you think about the Khabib fight?
This was better.
From the
This wasn't
what
even
I
a
saw
fight.
on Twitter.
By the way, you have no idea
Why
the
do I feel
fights
like at the
Bobby
end of
and I
this-
have gotten
Why do I
into.
feel like at the end of this, both of you are just gonna be mad at me?
Because you keep fucking with us. That's why.
Because this is your talent. This is what you
this
do.
is what you do.
I'm not.
That
I'm
is.
not.
all
You
you
think we
now.
don't know you, Mike?
I'm
You
not.
think we don't know you?
I'm not doing anything.
Listen.
This is one thing that I'm not trying to perpetuate. I'm not. I was trying to just lay it out there and say that.
Let me tell you about a funny Bert and Bobby fight. Okay.
Which one is that?
Which one is that? This is a funny Bert and Bobby fight. I'm gonna only tell a portion of it. So no. It's not the one you're thinking of. It's a different one.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, we've had a few.
Couple.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we did that tour through the Southwest
We
in
did
the
a tour?
Winnebago, with
Yes,
me, you,
yes,
Vincent,
yes,
and
yes,
Frosty.
yes.
One day we're in Lake Powell, and I rent a boat, and I go, guys, we're gonna get a boat for the day, and I'm gonna get a tube, and I'll get some skis. We'll all go skiing, and we're like, okay. Now Bobby didn't grow up on lakes the way we did in Florida, so he goes, I want to ride the tube first. We're like, all right, hop in, I'll drive. So he gets on the tube, and I crank the boat, and I start fucking taking off and spinning him, and he's like, what the fuck? What the fuck are you doing? I can barely. And he fucking wrecks, right? He wrecks, and he pops up in the water. He's got his life vest, his like hockey jersey in him. And he goes, let me in that boat. I'm going to fucking kill you. And I'm circling the boat. I go, I'm not letting you in the boat. I'm not letting you in the boat because I'm not going to let you beat me up. I go, Bobby. And he goes, pull the boat over. Get me in that boat so I can kick your ass. I go, I'm not letting you in the boat, Bobby. I'm not letting you in the boat. Frosty and Vincent are laughing, and Bobby's steaming. And he goes, you tried to make me wreck. And I went, yeah, that's how you do it too. And he goes, no, it's not. I just want to ride. I go, all right, Bobby, get on the back and I'll just ride you. I swear to God. He goes, you better not pull any funny shit. I go, I won't. And he goes, I go, all right, I swear to God, I'm telling you, Bobby, the way you run a tube is you're supposed to make the person wreck. He goes, no, I just want to fucking ride. So he gets on the tube, and I go straight. And he's on the back, and he's like almost like a kid. Like he's like, and then after a while, he's like, fucking spin me. He was on the back for like 5 minutes going, this is boring as fuck. Oh, yeah, you're right. Spin me.
Is this why you're mad at him today? Because
No, I love
you
it.
harbor those.
No,
bad feelings?
I remember that fight. I remember that one.
And then
There's nothing worse than being angry, floating in water because you can't.
I got one worse.
There's no more juggles.
You're not
you
tough
Can't,
in
you
water.
can't. You just your head sticking out.
What about anything that happens while you're taking a shit?
What do
You
you
know,
mean?
like if you're anything that happens, like you never feel more helpless than while you're in the middle of going on the toilet and somebody walks in or somebody tries to talk to you.
When I lived
you're-
in Illinois and I was taking a shit, I was a kid. I was probably 12 or 13, taking a shit, and a mouse came running through the thing, and all I could do is go, woo, and lift my feet off the ground a little bit.
I remember my friend Jackie, his kid Jackie on Tyler Ave, opposite street of my grandmother.
He's Spanish.
He
Oh, I had to bring it back
So
up.
I was focusing on him.
I'm sorry, I had to do it.
I didn't know. I did my first sleepover at his house, and I was so excited. And the next morning, I walked in the bathroom with his father, was taking a shit,
Oh.
and he went, "Get the fuck out of here! Really? Get out of here, you little punk!" And I was so scared because no one had yelled at me like that. He was so mad that I walked in. I'm taking a deuce. and he screamed at me, and I was just like crying in the room. And I literally never told anybody. Never told my parents. Never told anybody. I've told like 3 people. This is like the 3rd time I've ever told that. Still, I remember that fear.
Oh, I was telling them when I was when my parents were married. They've been divorced since I was 5, so this is a long time ago. Yeah. When my parents were married, our landlords upstairs were the Heinzes. They were German, and Darren Heinz was their son. It was significantly older than me. So if I was 5, he had to be like 9, 10 maybe. And I went upstairs to play with Darren, and his mother said, "Oh, he's in the bathroom." And I went, "Oh." And she goes, "You can go in there." And I'm like, "I don't want to go in there." And she's like, "You can go in." And I walked in there, and he had diarrhea, and he was sick, and he had diarrhea, and he filled up the toilet with like orange shit. And I still, at 40 years later, can remember the smell. Like if I smell it now in a bathroom, I go, "Oh, that's a Darren Heinz shit."
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
So you weren't someone who shit around other kids, like shit. When you shit, was the door closed?
When I did,
Yeah.
Always.
My buddy Cayman and Croy, they were the first ones that ever were shitting in front of people because they were brothers.
Right.
And we walked in. I walked into their house in 9th grade, and Cayman's like, "Hey, come talk to me. I gotta take a shit." And I was like,
No.
Yeah. And he sat down and took a shit, and I was just sat there and talked to him, and I was like, and then all of a sudden I got put into that fraternity of shitting in front of people.
No, there's certain things that should be private.
You know, in Iraq, they don't have stalls. They just have toilet bowls next to each other. So I remember when we went over there, and I went to take a shit in the latrine, and it was just so you're sitting there taking a crap, and then another little young Marine will come in and just crap looking right at each other.
I can do that. Like I don't have a fear of that. I just think if it's unnecessary, there's no reason to do it.
Yeah.
Like for some reason, I don't understand how my daughter wants to come in the bathroom every time I'm taking a shit. And I'm like, this could not be good for you.
No, it can't.
And I'm like, I'll be right out. How when I stay? And she gets her iPad and sits on the floor. I'm like, this is horrible for me, and it's mine.
She'll remember forever.
Yeah, but I didn't force her to go in there. She came in.
That
her
might
own
be
will.
a thing later in life.
She needs to smell my shit in order.
No,
to
she might have, honey, come in here and take a poo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on my iPad.
Isla wants you to sit with her while she shits.
Oh, my daughter wants to do it.
Isla's
yeah.
like, "Spiders are going to get me. Can you sit with me?"
Well, isn't that weird? They have the worst fear. I'm like, this is our house. What do you think is going to happen to you in this bathroom?
I was afraid snakes were going to come up from the toilet.
Yeah.
Always.
Do you know that's why we're afraid of snakes? Is we're afraid that they're going to go up our butts.
Really?
Because think about it. You're 300 times the size of a snake. And if it's not venomous, its bite is nothing more than a pinch.
Yeah.
But if they are near you, we freak out because they're going to go up your leg and up your butt. Or in your mouth.
Oh.
Right. But that's they have
In your mouth. Can you imagine a snake going in your mouth and coiling up?
Can you imagine waking up and going like that and biting down? There's a snake in your mouth.
I had a roach when in Tampa growing up. I had a roach crawling on the ceiling. I was laying in my bed and I couldn't. This is the last time I slept by myself until I was 11, and I was in 1st grade, and I was watching it going, "What is that?" And it dropped and landed on my chest, and I fucking went, and I fucking slept with my parents ever since.
Because the people on the same Florida roaches are the size of hockey pucks. I was in my office one time, and I put my hand on my knee, and I felt something. Like you ever see a beetle? A beetle grab your finger where it like clasps its legs around your finger, and I felt something grab, and I thought it was tape. I felt like Scotch tape, and I like kind of scratched my finger to get it off, and I looked down, and there was a roach crawling around, and I was like, ah! And then, why are you afraid of that? They're like the cleanest bugs, but yet it freaks us out.
It goes from something when you go, "What is that?" Like I was at a restaurant in New York, and I thought the table behind us was throwing rice in my hair. And I was like, "Hey," and I was like wiping it out. And after the 3rd time, I go, "Will you fucking stop?" And they go, "I'm sorry, we're trying to get your attention. There's a roach flying into your hair." And I went, I walked out of the restaurant, fucking didn't pay.
You wanna hear a good bug story?
Yeah.
And this may be a good way to end things on a high note.
We're ending things.
Okay, we may start our 3rd hour. I was sleeping in my guest room with my son when he was like 5, and we had a sleigh bed, a big king size sleigh bed. And I went to take a leak, and I came back in, and there was.
You say sleigh bed or slave bed?
I don't know who made it, but it was a sleigh shape. So I walked back in the bedroom, and above the bed was a giant spider, like the size of my hand spider on the wall. So I didn't know what to do. I couldn't go to sleep with it up there. So I grabbed the shoe, and I climbed on the bed, and then I stood on the nightstand because that should give me just a little bit of height that I needed to get it. And when I went to whack it mid-whack, I realized I didn't grab my shoe. I grabbed Joey's shoe. And I hit it and was about 3 inches short, but the vibration on the wall made the spider fall back and land at me. and then I fell back, smashed into the foot of the sleigh bed, knocked it, destroyed it into splinters, cut my arm open. I was bleeding everywhere. My son sat up. I go, "It's okay. I'm okay, son." Blood all over my arm. Bed completely destroyed.
I remember that.
Destroyed.
I remember you told me
It was
that.
awful.
Wait. I got
Nope.
the ultimate bug story. Isla has a severe fear of bees. A severe, like it's ruined camping trips with the Girl Scouts. Like, my wife's like, "Can you bounce back from that?" She's like, "Nope."
What is she afraid of?
I need you to have Dad come get me. I need to go home. She is afraid of bees so bad.
Why?
I have no fucking idea. She is terrified of bees. Terrified of bees. So we do a lot of work with her to get her not so afraid of bees, and so now she's got to the point where she can play in the outfield. She couldn't play in the outfield before because she would be staring at the ground looking for bees the entire
ground?
She's just staring at the ground. They'd hit up all the outfield. She's like, "Man, it's near the bees." So
Do you walk by and go,
so we go for a hike one day in Fryman Canyon. It's me, George, and Isla.
he's laughing at his torturing his daughter.
And the woman in front of us, by like 12 yards, starts dancing. Like, going, and George and I are like, "What the fuck is that?" We're with Isla, and as we get to where she is, there are 2,000 bees.
Oh.
And Isla melts the fucking down. She is literally like, Georgia and I start laughing so hard because we're like, this is her worst nightmare. She's been afraid of one bee. There's 12,000 bees. And she starts sprinting down the mountain, running and yelling, "Bees!" Now everyone's running with her. George and I laughed so hard. We were like, "That's her worst night." George kept going, "That's her worst nightmare. Her worst nightmare." And the best was we went to lunch and we go, "Hey, Isla, tell Mom about the hike." And she's like, "You have no idea."
How did it start? Why did she?
I have no idea. She stepped on a bee once.
Oh, okay.
And then she got afraid of grass because she was like, "There are bees all in the grass."
Do you know, I was in like 8th grade, and I was playing outfield baseball, and I went to slide to catch a ball, and I slid in the hand, and a bee stung me in the web of my fingers in the grass, like your daughter said. That was 8th grade. I have not been stung by a bee since about 3 years ago, and they got stung twice in one day by 2 different bees.
For real?
Yeah. I was like, I went 40 years without fucking getting stung, and then 2 times in one day. It's like we found them.
I was telling my dad I was flying home from Tampa, and we were packing the car. I was going to the airport, and I was telling my dad's like, "Yeah, we got, this is an old house." He goes, "Yeah, we got some bees and some wasps that are in these things." I said, "God, Isla's fucking terrified of those." He goes, "It's so fucking irrational. They don't sting you." And as he says that, one stings me in the face. And my face swells up. And the whole ride to the airport, my dad's laughing, going, "You're going to get on a plane like that? You're going to get on a plane like that?"
I was telling Galvin the other day, I want to get one of those little honeycombs, be like a little beekeeper.
Ooh.
They sell like little kits. You can do it at the house.
We need bees. That's the problem.
That's the thing, and they said
That's
if
something
everybody
you
did
could
that-
get into, Bobby.
What, bees?
Yeah, like I could see you having doing that in the backyard with Max.
I can't. I don't really like bees. I don't like the hive. I don't like any of that
Yeah,
shit.
but you're into hobbies.
Yeah, but I don't like bees.
If I could
I'm
set
not
it up
really
and let
mean.
it go run itself, I would do that.
Yeah,
Like
I don't want to go out and see all these dead bees because I was lazy. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
I just killed
You
a
didn't feed
colony.
'em.
I don't want to ever kill a colony of anything. My wife sucks too. She's killed my grass probably 4 times. She's murdered fucking tomatoes.
Yeah.
You know, this year was the first year that she was good with the garden. I mean, I literally set it up to where it automatically waters. It just goes good and waters it for a certain amount of time. She has to just go literally put the seeds in and pick the fucking food. That's how we garden. So we have this great garden, and people come over and like, "Oh my God, you garden?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Nah, you really, you know." But this year we got some food, and but yeah, I can't take care. You know what I had? I had a praying mantis for a summer as a pet for Max, and that was fucking to see. Like that, we'd have to feed it moths and shit, and to see like I fed it a spider once, and just to see two things just fucking fight it out like gladiators. Like those
Bug
things.
UFC.
Those things are still.
There's bugfights.com.
Dude.
They have videos of all different kinds of bugs fighting each other.
Dude, a praying mantis is no joke. A praying mantis is a motherfucker. That's like an assassin.
Yeah.
It just sits there and watches this bug go around and around and then just whack and eats it in under a minute. His mouth opens up and it pinches and then pulls and just chows the fucking bug and there's just wings left. Yeah, I could do something like that, but then I let it go. I let the shit go.
But you gave it back.
I gave it back to the world. Yeah.
Leanne grows butterflies. She loves that.
We have a butterfly bush.
No, but
in the front.
But do you take it to the next level? Like she has the butterfly bush, milkweed, right?
Yeah, it's a big purple bush. Yeah.
Yeah, she has milkweed, and then she puts. Or wait, do you have the one that just draws butterflies?
I have a butterfly tree that butterflies
Caterpillars go to.
Just a ton. No, just a ton of butterflies around it every day.
So she has milkweed, and then she lets caterpillars eat the milkweed. Then she catches the caterpillars, puts them in a butterfly enclosure, because what will happen is birds will eat the caterpillars.
Yeah.
And so she puts them in an enclosure, and then she grows butterflies, and then lets them go. And she's obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Obsessed. Like she takes it on vacation with her. She'll take her butterfly.
My wife tried. She got a fish at a carnival a year and a half ago, and she's tried to kill it for a year and a half. Like literally just
Those don't die.
Just neglected it.
Yeah.
It went from orange to white.
Oh.
And it finally died last week. The guy told her, she's like, I don't fucking want this. And the guy was like, it'll die in a week, don't worry about it. A year and a half later. And my wife, we left on vacation for 6 days. And she literally in the car, like at 2 hours down the road, she said, fuck, I forgot to feed the fish. And we just came back, it was still kicking. This thing was living out of spite to fucking teach her a lesson. But yeah, we can't.
I killed a whole fish tank worth of fish one time because I could not get my fish tank to be clear no matter what I did. And then I watched this special about after a hurricane, if you put a drop of bleach in the water, there's percentage to how much water is in there, it'll purify the water. I was like, maybe I should do that. So I got the giant tank and I got a dropper and I put 3 drops of bleach in there and I was like, I think it's working. And then the fish got bloodshot eyes, and they started swimming sideways. And I was like, oh, God, oh, God. And I was running their faces underwater trying to wash it out. It didn't work. I felt terrible. I killed them.
I think fish as a pet stink.
Oh, terrible.
Well, if you don't have to take care, if you have like a company that comes over and cleans the tank and all that stuff, then you're okay.
Yeah, I guess so. But I think people have these big fish tanks.
I love that.
It's like you can always tell when their careers are going south. When you come over in the fish tank, there's like algae in it. It's not as clear as it used to be. Oh, there's just one fish left.
I think when my kids go to college, I'm going to get fish.
Fish are fuckers.
So they can be my friends. And I can take care of them.
You know what you can get that they have in like this Asian massage parlor in New York City that I used to go to?
Jellyfish?
The fake jellyfish. The fake ones.
Oh, what do?
They just do this.
Wait, they're not real?
Yeah,
they
have fake fish.
They look real as shit.
Nightclub that I worked in, we had a
Yeah.
big aquarium and we had fake fish in there. They just would go there, magnetic, and they
just do
constantly
this.
went, and they look totally real.
It looks beautiful. Same relaxing feel that you get from fish or jellyfish, but they're just in
They
there.
don't poop in the water. And
Yeah, no shit, no bullshit.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, give me that for Christmas.
You want?
I wouldn't mind having like an ecosystem in my backyard, like a couple snakes, some parrots, a fucking.
That's what I'm thinking. If I get a butterfly bush and a bee thing,
Yeah.
and I have a tortoise,
Yeah.
and a gator and a bunch of deer,
Yeah.
I'm like fucking Noah. I could do this.
I wanted to do that with our backyard so bad. I wanted to get a snake. So we have a rat problem. I want to get a snake and let it go in our backyard. And my wife's like, "That's a horrible idea.
Yeah. Well, if you get a black snake,
Like get a black snake and just
Yeah.
let it go in the backyard."
but build it something where.
What's
it'll
a black
stay in your
snake?
area. Just like a garter snake, a black racer or something. But keep a warm area in your yard so it stays there and it comes back to the spot. You know what I mean? So it doesn't go to your neighbor's yard.
Yeah.
I don't know about putting a snake.
There was
in
an
the backyard.
albino cobra loose in our neighborhood.
Jesus Christ.
You're listening to the CRUISE12 podcast on 102.5 The Bone.